Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hot Rod Bob. You've got Gas, the morning edition, and we've gone on the road. We're still social distancing, so to speak, but we are here at a friend of mine's, Mike Smalley, and I want to show you one of the great slot car tracks we race on. This is a scale replica of Riverside Raceway, and it is dynamite. All right, so here's the turn. That's turn 6 up there at the top. Here's the S's. And you've got to have the appropriate cars. So here's a 57 Ford on track. Now you can see, just like it was on the real thing, not quite as big a hill because this is scale, but you've got all the spectators and the appropriate vehicles. And I came up to the first couple of times I went up there, we were in a camper and we watched. We parked. There was no parking lot, so to speak. It was just a lot of dirt areas. And now for those of you who went in the early days, you'll remember Eldon slot cars had an A-frame, and inside they had a track, and you could play on it. You could use your slot cars on there. You could use their slot cars, and it was there at Riverside Raceway. And I remember going in there first time, and you can see the detail here. And the car's getting ready to go. A little Trans Am racing there. So now, if you remember, the first Mustangs that ran were not the fastbacks. So there's some of them there. Mike's got an extensive collection of cars. There's the pit area and the buildings and the drive-in pit area with some of the stock cars getting ready. And Michael has been a driver of stock cars as well. Ran at Saugus Speedway back in the days. And you can see there's the big bank turn. A lot of traffic on the bank right now. And the big tower. But Mike Smalley built this track, and as a club we come out here and race on a regular basis, and it's a great fun track to race on. Now he made his own hay bales. We'll show you some of those as we get over here. Shredded wheat, wasn't it, Mike?
That's correct.
So we'll sneak over there and take a look at authentic hay bales. And there they are. So if you get hungry, there they are.
Not bad with sugar and milk.
There's a lot of detailing. Now the reason it's got these numbers here, and they're throughout the track, is when we're slot car racing, if at the end of the race we stop, and here it tells you where you are on the track so we can score you how many laps and how many tenths. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Mike St. Angel. Terry Wallace, how are you doing this morning here? Let's see who else is tuned in. Haven't been paying much attention. Jeff Bertram. Kyle, how are you? Bill, Jim Dillo. Corey Weaver, dragster, builder, driver. Mike St. Angel out of Burbank. Troy Glenn, Top Fuel and Altered. Nostalgia and Nitro, they go together. Jim Dillo, Nicole Pratt. How are you doing, Nicole? Hope that Bumblebee car is treating you well. Jerry Burwell. Sheet Rods Unlimited. Dave Hoover, Rebecca Cisnero. Neil Panks from Great Britain is watching us right now. Debbie Bradshaw's in there as well. Thank you for joining us this morning. So this is one of the tracks we race on for our slot car group. And we're going to talk to Michael a little bit about it, what it took to put this all together, because it is an extensive track. And at one point it was in his garage. This is now his living room, dining room, and kitchen. So we're going to go. He also builds model cars, and as you can see, his forte is NASCAR and stockers. And there's some great ones here. Mike's a very accomplished driver as well. And there, for you guys from LA County Raceway, LACR, there it shows him as a class winner there. And there is one of his cars. Try and get the reflections out of the back. LECR days. All right, so we're going to talk to Mike now about what's going on here. Hey, Mike, tell us a little bit about your track.
Well, first of all, I joined the slot car racing club that does a circuit around in people's private homes, and I just wanted to participate with the track. But I always loved Riverside ever since I was a little kid, wearing out my dad's shifter, pretending I was driving on it. And so when it came to a layout, I tried to make it, and it came out better than I expected. So I just kept working on it like a sculpture to get it to replicate the raceway as well as possible while being practical for our club racing, because there's certain parameters that have to be met. We have to have enough lanes for everybody. We have to be able to marshal the cars from wherever position is necessary, and it has to have the right timing and scoring and all that. And one thing I wanted to point out that Bob didn't notice probably is the Champion Bridge there is pretty well modeled after the one that was at the track. And this track is circa 67, 68, and that actually houses the infrared timing system. So the pit buildings have the control box for the infrared timing system, and then that's an actual infrared beam that the cars trigger to count the laps and the lap times. So I'll turn that on so maybe you can see the little red beams down there.
We'll get a little closer here and take a look at that.
And from over there, Peggy could probably notice the detail of the front of the Eldon building. It was taken from a 1966 Riverside Raceway program, and it shows, as was in the picture at the time, it has the wood front porch and the figurine of the woman that was posing in the photo. I also used reference photos to replicate the braking lines on this blind hill that the track had, and also did some things to the track layout to try to equalize the lanes, even though the outside lanes have to travel a few feet further than the inside lanes. So I think that sums it up pretty well.
It does. So this is one of the great tracks we run on, and it is definitely one of the most fun tracks. Like Mike says, the history. I started going there to Riverside Raceway when I was 12 years old. So that was the first race I went to, and then I went all the way until it closed. I even got to take my driver's school on Riverside Raceway when Bob Bondurant had his driving school there. And I took the sports car driving classes there, and then pit crewed on an SCCA sports car there. Never really got to race there other than a drag race occasionally. Mm-hmm. And the quickest I went, I think, was 12:52 at 107 miles an hour in a Nova. A buddy and I built, and it was great. It was a Super X car, and the index was 1290, but we used to race at LACR, and it would run 1290. Got down to Riverside, and lower altitude, the car ran quicker. So we ran 1252 there. We ended up figuring out if we shifted at 5,500 instead of 6,000, it was a 1290 car at Riverside. So it worked out really good. All right, so this is the track one of the tracks we run on. Get back to the picture of that, just to show you an idea of how much fun and detail you can put into a slot car track. It's not just a little figure-8 track, although you can make that if you want, but the creativity of Michael and many others in our club, we all have tracks, well, not we all, but most of us have tracks that have detail not to the extent that Michael has put into it, and it is beautiful. All right, so this is a shorter version of GAAS today. We're out and about, and we'll talk to you later on. Oh, wait a minute. We got something else here from Michael.
Well, I just wanted to take this opportunity to show off this Bombshell Betty's calendar for charity.
Yeah.
And you can find them online, and it's some ladies that volunteer their time to do good works for veterans.
Okay.
And, they sell the calendars to raise money, and they're beautiful. They're all beautiful. The photography's beautiful, and
do we know anyone that's in the calendar?
Not personally, no.
Not personally, no.
No, but I've met them, but I don't know them. But they're all wonderful people, and I really appreciate supporting them.
All right, so you can go onto Facebook. They've got a page, correct?
They do have a Facebook page. They also have a website.
Okay.
And I encourage anybody that would like a nice, cool calendar of real people, not fake models.
Yeah.
And also support veterans.
All right, so Bombshell Betty, check out their calendars, and, they're great on the wall at your home. All right, so I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got GAAS, the morning edition. Take care, folks. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. We're going to do a special evening edition of GAAS tomorrow night. So stay with us. Randy Cardoon,
Joe Walla, Octane, Anna Octane, and myself. Friday night, Gas returns. Take care, folks. We'll be talking to you.